All right, testing 1, 2, 3. All right, testing 1, 2, 3. Hello, Morphic. What's up? What up? What up? So in this advanced ledge system tutorial, we're going to be basically fixing the right inner corner. And what I'm gonna just give you guys a brief of how it works, because I've done this live stream on the last yesterday, talking about how we could implement. Not talking about, but we've just implemented the inner corners, outer corners as well, I think. Yeah. So we've implemented those, and those are pretty simple to implement as well. All you need to do is just go to the ledge montage selector by direction. You're going to have those functions available for you already. So you have the isAngle within range. So you're going to just place that in the graph. You're going to set the minimum and max ranges. For some reason, we don't have the inner corner working. For some reason, I'm not sure why, but we're going to be figuring out that in this live stream. But basically, how I made the outer corner detection is just getting those functions. As you can see, this one and also this one, which works by doing this. And for the inner corner, in the process ledge target data, you need to have these values in here. So this code is going to search for the tag called inner. So make sure you have the tag if you want to do inner corners. I'm making this one. And you should also have this variable in here. And also those macros in here, I've created a macro for outer corner detection. So if you double click, you have this. This is for the outer corner, and this is for the inner corner. Inner corner detection. Yeah, I think I have some parameters. This parameter here is wrong, so it's not a right 90 outer corner, but inner corner. So this is inner corner, and this is left inner corner. And we also have the ledge input parameter. I'm not sure if I talked about it or if I already created in the live stream. Yeah, I think that's the reason why that's happening is because we need to have specific. Oh yeah, it's because we don't have that in here as well. So equal. Oops. And just duplicate those real quick. We need to use specific parameters for running the inner corners. Right one. There we go. Now this button here is going to do the job of changing the values, depending if you're doing a outer corner or inner corner. There we go. But when we go to the left, we should have a specific value going on here. I'm not sure why. What's happening? We need to do an inner corner to the left. It's not changing. Yeah, this is the right vector. So if this is the right vector, if I change the active forward vector to 150, maybe. No. Let's change it to 1. Let's see. Let's change it to 300. Because that's what controls the forward character's position. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Maybe it's a setting in the... It's not related to here, maybe. Maybe it's related to this value here. Yeah, I'm not sure how to solve this bug yet. I'm gonna have to investigate a little bit. Guy 2, how's it going? It's very much good. How about you? If you're asking about the light system, it's going very good as well. We just have a problem with the ledge inner corners, is that the character is going too much through in the box. And I'm not sure if I should change the inner values as we have in here. I'm not sure if that makes any difference. Let me just unplug this. Just let's say 1,000. 10,000. Let's see what happens. Yeah, so it's not related to here. If it's not related to the saved active transform, then it's using the... No. Wait, let me check something here. Watch this value. Oh, it's getting not set up. Why? Left, right, and then left. Left inner corner. Okay, but it's glitching. If you go through, right 90 in the corner. It's working well. So we should pick A. But then if it's picking A, why it is not working? Let's just upload this, use save text transform, then try again. Okay, it doesn't change much. It doesn't change. Okay, let me get these values here. Watch this value. Okay, so I can watch all the transform values. So when you watch, the transform value gives you all the information about the scale, the translation, the rotation, everything. Now the scale is always going to remain 1. As you can see here. Yeah, but that's the result. I don't want to watch this value from here. Oops. Stop. Yeah, I'm not sure. Let's try to change this value to like a special number to see what's gonna happen. What? Okay, so it's retrieving, we're getting false in there. Or we should not get false. Okay, we got true, but then when you go to this direction, we don't get true. Oh yeah, that's because we don't have the left inner corner here. There you go. There's a little bit of slide. I don't like that slide. Let me see if what I can do with that. Maybe I can change some setting in here. Inner corner. Let me disable those options. Maybe we can get better results. There we go. As you can see, sometimes the character does not go to the right, like the trace does not detect. So you can do one of two things. You can either increase the sphere trace for the corner detection, or you could just basically move this trace a little bit to here. But I think I do not recommend to do that, because when you go to the other trace, as you can see, now it's not going to detect the other one. So just remaining where it was, like over here, and then go to the sandbox character and then refine the radius of the sphere trace detection instead. Outer or inner corners. No, just for outer corners. Just for outer corners. Now the radius here could be something like 33.5.4. As you can see, it's still not hitting it. Let me change the trace color to be something like white and blue if it hits, or yellow if it hits. So we can differentiate the trace a little bit. Is this a real trace? Wait. Trace. Oh yeah, we're not doing outer corners, I forgot. So let me just change this value here. Hello Morningstar, what's up? Right now we're doing some refinements for the inner corner detection. I'm gonna post the last two live streams on this YouTube tutorial so that you guys can watch it later. Let me see, go to the drafts. What is this stream about? It's about doing the inner corners and outer corners. And basically refining the system overall. All right. So yeah, at the end, I think I'm going to put this file on the cloud, so that premium members on my on Patreon can access this project files in here directly. Oh yeah, I cannot do that because there is the animations that you have to buy separate, so I cannot do that. I cannot sell the animations together with this system here. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna have to increase the 2D navigation. So the radius could be something like 30, 32. A trace color could be this one. If it has been hit, and this one. Hi, is C++ harder than C#? I think C# is harder, but it depends what you do. I've never coded in both, so I don't know, but from what I've heard, if your purpose is to create a 3D game or a 2D game, especially on Unity, I think C++ is better for blueprints. Because in Unity you can only have the option to code in C++, but in Unreal Engine you have both options to either code in C++ or blueprints. But I think like what you consider how you can consider something hard or easy is like what kind of program you want to make. Like if you want to make a game, I think C++ is better. But if you want to make something else, that maybe C# is better. But I think ChatGPT can help you with that, of deciding what's the best depending on what you need. But ChatGPT, like AI, is very contextual, so you have to give all the context states needed for giving you the best answer as possible. So if you give like a generic question, like if it's good or bad, then AI is going to give you a generic answer as well. So I think that's how it works. But if you give you like a very specific question, then ChatGPT is going to basically answer you with a very specific answer. Yeah, I think it's working really good. The progress. Let me see how this looks like from outside. Game animation widget. Still can. Let's go. So, what do you guys think about the system so far? Is it good? So what kind of game what kind of game are you making on Unity? If it's a 3D game, then I always recommend Unreal Engine because the engine is like made. I think it's made for that. I think Unity is made for games like 2D games. But I've already seen very good 3D games on Unity as well, with very advanced physics that works really good. So it pretty much depends on what kind of level of detail you want that each engine can deliver for you. So I think the movement is very slow, as you can see. If I keep pressing it, as you can see, it takes a while. So as you can see, after the character attaches, as you can see, it takes a while for the character to keep moving. What I can try to do is make a system where as soon as the timeline is finished, or hello, do you provide services? It pretty much depends. What kind of what is the work conditions? What are the full spectrum of the work? Depending, yeah, I can help. So as you can see, the character moves a little bit slow on the ledge, as you can see. Now we can fix that in two ways. The first way is to fix that is giving it a certain time in the animation itself, a sort of like a delay that notifies when the character should be finished, should finish the execution. Let me just do something real quick here. Go to the timeline. All right, for the medium distances, I think I would recommend the values to be like 0.5, so 5 milliseconds for each medium, and at least 7 milliseconds for the long distances. Let me see if there's an option like play montage with blend arcs. I remember there was a there was an option that you could see and get the play montage with blend arcs, which could help in this case. As you can see, when we change animations, when we navigate to the left or right, as you can see, the character snaps a little bit, as you can see right there. In slow motion, maybe you can see it better. The character snaps a little bit. So we can improve that smoothness a little bit so that we can get a little bit more better. So just a little bit. Let me see where I can get the... Okay, so we can get the mesh, get the animation instance, and then get the like play montage with blend arcs, something like this. So we have a lot. So let's test the first ones, like montage play with blend in, maybe, so that we can get more specific on how we want to play the montage in case if we are already playing another montage, if that makes sense. So what I want to do here is just play the next montage. So if in case the character is already playing a montage and you want to play the next one, for the next montage, we're going to set a specific blend in time so that we can have a nicer, smoother transition. So I have those three. Now we're gonna have to study them because I don't know, I've never used them. This is my first time using it. But I know how it works. I pretty much know how it works. I just need to know how and where and when I'm going to use them. Okay. So here we have the montage play with blend in. So I would assume we could make the blend arguments, and we can choose the custom curve. Then the montage shall play. And then in time to start montage at... Yeah, that's a lot of work to make it work. maybe this is like, this is a very specific this is a very this is a very little issue that we have, but it requires a lot of work to do. So in this case, you have to, if you're working at a company, you have to consider all that as a developer. You have to consider if this is a really, if this is a issue that really annoys people, and if it's important, because unless the company is just going to keep spending funds without worrying about, worrying about things that doesn't really matter. But the core thing here is just to get the system to work without bugs. That's the core idea and core thing to do. So if you see that it requires a lot of work to do something that doesn't really matter for players, that players are not going to notice, or something like this, it's not going to be worth it to spend like a lot of time with doing all this work. Random coding. Yeah, so I'm not gonna I think I'm not gonna spend time on that one because it's not really important right now, but you just have to be conscious that this issue could be fixed in a certain way, and you know how to fix it, how to fix that. So that's the most important part, to know how to fix something. So let me just see where I was at. So I was fixing the animation. So I think the corner, it takes a lot to really do it. So I think the animation consider finish should be 1.1.2. I think that's a good value. It's gonna take 1 second and a half and 2. There you go. Exactly the same. The perfect time. Yeah, the smoothness is really good. If you also want to change, if you also want to just basically fix that snapping issue that we're having, is we could do something else in here instead of just refining the whole system, like choosing specifically how an animation should be played with the blend arguments, like how, depending on which animation you play and which animation is going to be playing next, so we can define the blend in and blend out settings, blah, blah, blah. We can just do something really simple here. Just go to montage, select everything, asset actions, edit selection property matrix. Then here you have blend out. Okay. Ah, here. Yeah, so it's called blend time. So the blend out time could be 1.5, 0.2 maybe. Or we could also improve the blend in time. Could be 9. Oops, I'm not. Yeah. It's working. It's going to work a little bit. It's going to be better. It's getting pretty great, the system. System here is getting pretty good. I'm just not sure about the bugs that we have right here. Sometimes the character, as you can see, doesn't finish the animation first, and then I think it's because I think it's because we have a delay instead of a retriggerable delay. So we're going to do a retriggerable delay instead of a delay. So the delay works pretty good, but as you have a very complex system where you need to be triggering a lot of events at the same time. Sometimes when you're executing one code, the next code is already executed. So the previous code is still running, which is the delay in this case. So, which causes bugs. So the retriggerable delay is going to make sure that every time when we execute this function in here, every time when you execute the retriggerable delay, the delay is going to be reset. So it's going to be reset with the different animation duration in here. So let's see if that's working. Yeah, I think that's going to be it for this live. We've got to make a function to. We've got to make a system where I think the final purpose now is just to make the system to be very much responsive. We still have to add the leap function to this code in here. And then also the climb up function. So if you just want to disable this system, you can just unplug this in here and it's going to work. But as you can see, it's a lot less responsive. I like when the system is very responsive and it also looks good. So yeah, we should make we have 2 delays in here. Let's just check. Yeah, I need some time to think about this the system in here, but I think at the end we're going to have a very responsive system, a very responsive system that works really good. We have a lot of features, and yeah, it's going to really work great. We already have solved a lot of bugs that we have in the project, and there's more to come. So thank you very much for watching, and I see you in the next one. So if you have any questions, just comment on Discord so that I can help. And see you later. I think the project files are already in the description if you want to get it.